fact, both the EC and the Attorney General are joint respondents in all the 2 private citizens' suits that have been filed. Agbenyo talk Mercy, and then also we have Precious earlier, also raising same concerns. Ayita Precious. One is somewhere in Dodoa, and then another somewhere in the Volta region. If you look at the distance, in fact, in the case of the Volta region, Agbenyo Mercy says the district office of the EC and where she's around the Vli waterfalls. She has to go through Togo to come back into Ghana to get to that particular polling station. If you look at areas like Shayo Sudoku, constituency stretches from Dodoa all the way to Doyumo and surrounding villages. Lower Manya stretches all the way into Akuse. I mean, you can talk about North Town where it goes all the way to Mefe, Bato, Togome, and all these areas. The distance is wide. I'm sure your constituency as well, you would have some of these instances replicated there.
No, I don't.
Is it, would that not have been a fundamental consideration, if you don't, for the Electoral Commission as well to take into consideration the concerns that have been raised, not just by the political parties, but civil society organizations, about the distance and other factors that would impact on eligible voters going to register because they have limited this registration exercise to their district offices?
Alfred, I think in the circumstances, because there are 2 legs of suit, in the wisdom of the Supreme Court, normally they will consolidate both, as it happened in the NDC versus EC in 2001. Now, if you read the Article 45, as Mr. Martin Pebu just read out, and also read out the Regulation 30 of the CI 91 as amended by the CI 126. The 31 says that the Commission shall revise the register of voters annually and may revise the register of voters for each electoral area within a period that the Commission shall determine. Now, when you take the 2, it says that the process for registration is provided in these regulations, as provided in these regulations, apply with the necessary modification, as the Commission shall direct for the revision of any register. Now, to respond directly to Mr. Martin Pebu. Now, my estimation is that I do not think that the EC is embarking on any agenda to suppress votes. Why do I say so? There's a certain doctrine called the doctrine of non-justiciable political question. And that is a doctrine that says that, in fact, that doctrine is applicable to Ghana, but to the extent that it doesn't contravene any provision of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, or, to the very least, the spirit of the Constitution. So, the doctrine of non-justiciable political question is that when there is a duty or a responsibility that has been given to any public institution, no court has the responsibility, or if you like, the right, to determine how that public duty will have to be done. So, if you check the case of G.H. Benson versus the Attorney General, it was clear that the court was of the opinion that Article 78 is clear that at any point in time, ministers will have to be approved by Parliament. But the court cannot determine as to how the approval processes will have to be done. In the same vein, in the same principle, I do not think that the case that has been sent to court by the NDC and other persons to the Supreme Court, it seems to me that we are directing to the Electoral Commission as to how they should embark on Regulation 30, as I just read out. That yearly, and if I may have to read that one again, yearly, the commission shall revise the register of voters annually and may revise the register of voters for each electoral area within a period that the commission shall determine. Now, the 2 is very instructive when it says that the process of registration, as provided in these regulations, apply with the necessary modifications. So, in my estimation, it is supposed to be done by the Electoral Commission. Now, the argument that this is a way to suppress voters or eligible voters the opportunity to vote, and some arguments that I've also heard is that it's a trample on the fundamental human rights of certain persons in this country. Now, the Article 33 of the 1992 Constitution is very clear. When your fundamental human right is about to be trampled upon or is trampled upon, the best place for you to go is the High Court. So if the NDC is saying that fundamental human rights of certain persons are likely to be trampled upon, then the best place for you to go is the High Court. Now, lawyer, if you check...
That's not limited to just the NDC. Let me just put it on
Well,
record.
it's fine. I mean, the other persons, and of course, as I said, in the wisdom of the Supreme Court, normally in such instances, they will just consolidate the case
But
and
even in
give
the
us their
case of the
judgment.
NDCs with 4 other political parties, you know that?
I know.
Yeah, so I just...
No, it's fine. I mean, that's a red herring. So the point I'm trying to make...
It's a fact.
That's okay.
I mean, I don't think anybody, and I think, Mrs. Swat, nobody has questioned the EC's powers to do this.
Senior.
It's a lot more about what is being done and how the process would lead to disenfranchising people.
No, and I've answered
It's not so
you,
much about whether the EC can do that or
no,
otherwise.
I have answered you with the doctrine of the non-justiciable political question.
How does that specifically explain, one, the reason why the Electoral Commission in instances would create polling stations or centers closer to the people on this same principle of having people get
On
the
what basis are you saying
opportunity
that?
to exercise their franchise?
No, I agree. But I'm
Now,
just asking
I'm
that.
just-
No, I want to understand the basis for you, what you are saying. That is there any law that demands the EC to send it to the polling stations?
No, what do you say? On what basis?
Yes. So we're
there's a
saying that
provision.
the discretion. So you live within a population that has a high number of poor people.
Yes.
People who are living on less than
Yes.
24 cedis
Yes.
a day. And you are citing a polling station more than
is-
100 kilometers,
But-
registration
but
center
there's a
more than
question-
100
there's a
kilometers
question of-
away.
Senior-
It doesn't
Senior
make
Martin,
sense within
there's
the
a question
constitution.
of suitability as to whether the Electoral Commission is well placed and capable to do so.
So that's
But-
a different question. It has
but-
to go
but
before
that's the
Parliament.
point-
There's
but
a
that's the-
special, you're a parliamentarian,
But I'm
special
saying
budgets
that-
committee.
But I'm saying that per the regulation, that is regulation 32, it gives the
But
responsibility.
have you quoted
for
the one
Electoral
on
Commission.
continuous registration? I don't have
But
that.
that is 31. That is what I just said.
yes.
The 31 says that.
The emphasis, this situation is with continuous registration. You are quoting a law that does not apply to the circumstance we are dealing with
Which
now,
law?
which is the continuous registration exercise,
Yes.
which is in question now,
Yes.
which is under discussion
Yes.
at the moment.
Yes.
What we're talking about is that if you say that this exercise, for instance, has to be done yearly, that's what the law says.
Yes.
In 2021, it wasn't done. In 2022, it wasn't
Yes.
done. We're consolidating all of these 3
Can
years
you
into
imagine?
this one.
Yes.
There is also a backlog of a number of people who
Yes.
turned 18 or couldn't even register before 2020.
Yes.
All of that is all those people are going to take part in what is
Yes.
going to happen on Tuesday. And based on the numbers,
Yes.
the consideration that the EC is being asked to look at is the inconvenience that this creates,
And I'm saying I
taken
agree
into
with you.
consideration. You agree with that?
But there is a question of suitability and
What is the
capability.
suitability?
Suitability is where the Electoral Commission can demonstrate that it can have electoral centers at every polling station. They are saying that they cannot do so.
Have they said that?
Are you looking for what is
No,
suitable
no.
to them or to
Of course, for them to discharge their mandate under the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
Have they come to
Has the
Parliament?
EC,
But I'm just saying
has the EC indicated that they can't do this?
But I'm also telling you that if they are not doing so, then it means they can't do that.
Or not necessarily.
they
Sometimes
because
they
you
can
see-
just be
necessarily mean
lazy.
that.
No, they are not. They are
They
not.
can just be
They,
lazy.
they,
I'm
they
just
haven't
telling
come
you
out to
that
say they can't do it.
My
I think
interest,
you just put it on record.
see, Alfred, my interest, and as a stakeholder of the 2024 election, is to join hands with anybody to ensure that we will not have foreigners to be part of our electioneering process. That is where my interest really lies. My interest is not on the optics, whereby we say that, okay, in fact, there are some polling stations, Alfred, let me indicate to you, that even if you set these centers at the polling stations, there are still people who have to take a number of transportation, or if you like, 1 or 2 transportations before they can get to those polling stations. Then maybe at best we should take it to people's rooms to go and do that for them. No, I'm just hold on, I'm just saying at best. But if that's the argument you are making, that people will have to embark on quite a number of kilometers journey before they can get there, at any point, even if it's a polling station, I'm suggesting that it is possible that people will have to still take transportation before they can get there. But my interest, Senior Lawyer Martin Pebu, my interest is what can we do as stakeholders of the 2024 elections to ensure that there are non-foreigners on our election process, or if you like, the register. That is my interest. And so I am not holding brief for the Electoral Commission. No, I'm not doing that. But all that I'm trying to say is that we have to give the Electoral Commission the benefit of the doubt. It is possible that in the circumstances, this is the best of the situation. If you like, this is the best of the outcome that they can give to the people of Ghana. Let us encourage our people, like what the former president is doing. He's encouraging the NDC parliament. In fact, he has encouraged all of them to be part of the process. As members of parliament, as stakeholders of the election, let us encourage our people, let us support them, for them to be able to go and register, which will be in consonance with the Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution, that anybody who attains the age of 18 years and is of sound mind should be allowed to be able to have his decision being heard during an election. So I think that is the position of the New Patriotic Party.
Okay, I'll go for this quick break. When I come back, we'll continue this conversation.